So, good evening, and welcome along to another big show here on NVTV. Coming up on the show this week, we'll be talking 50 Shades of Red, White and Blue with Caroline Curran. We'll have some live music from Oonagh Derby, and we'll be talking about the brand new musical Footloose, which comes to the Grand Opera House. Before all that, let's meet a music legend from Belfast. In fact, can you believe it's 50 years since Thin Lizzy started out? And I'm pleased to say that Eric Bell joins me now in the studio. Eric, how are you, sir?
I'm not bad, thanks, Robin.
So looking back on 50 years of Thin Lizzy, when you started out with the band, did you imagine people would still be talking about you and still remembering you 50 years on?
Not in the slightest. Not in the slightest. I thought we would get about 4 years and, and then we'd just fade into obscurity, you know. The way a lot of bands have done.
Exactly, yeah. I should talk about Gary Moore now, because I know you're very involved in this gig for Gary that's coming up. And I know the guys are trying to raise money to get a statue. Sure. Which is what should have happened by now.
Absolutely.
I would think so anyway. How important is Gary Moore as a musician to Belfast?
Incredibly important. He was a child prodigy, you know. I met him in Hollywood, Northern Ireland. Yeah. And he was about 11 years of age. And I think his father ran the gig, this little wooden hall in Hollywood. And I was with a little band from Belfast called the Deltones then. And we arrived at the gig and I heard this guitar playing and walked in and he was up on stage. Like, he had a little band, I think they were called the Beat Boys. And I watched him for a while before we went on, and I remember watching him doing Help by the Beatles. And I said, I wonder, can he get that little doodle-dee, doodle-dee, doodle-dee? Yeah. And he did, he got it perfect. And I went, God almighty, wow. Yeah. So at the end of the gig, he watched me then, and then he came up to me at the end of the gig and we started talking, you know. And we started sort of not following each other about, but if he was playing around, I'd go and see him and he would go and see me. And quite a few bands I was in, when he left, I joined. Yes. And then when I left, he joined. So,
of course, he was a huge part of Thin Lizzy as well.
Yes,
wasn't he,
that's right. Yeah, but yeah, because he was with Skid Row. Yeah. Who Philip sang with.
So we've got the gig for Gary coming up on the 12th of April. Yeah. In the Empire. What can we expect from this night then?
Well, there's like the bands that are on. I think there's Sam Davison's Taste. Gary's sister, Patricia, I think, is doing a thing. Sharon Quigley, her husband, is in the band, and she plays keyboards sometimes. Right, yeah. Jerry Quigley, they're on as well, and then the Eric Bell Trio is on. I will do the song for Gary that I wrote for him. And
of course, we're trying to raise money for the statue as well at the moment. So, how far are we on with that? Where do you hope the statue is going to be?
I really don't know. I was told the statue is going to cost amount of money, but I don't know where they're going to place it. See, there was talk of them doing one for Rory Gallagher. Yeah. And I think putting his at the Ulster Hall, because he was the only guy that played here when the Troubles was on. Of course. Which, I mean, I can see the sense in that. Like, we're on this big mural in East Belfast. I couldn't believe I was on it. I did a double take, you know. What? But it's real nice. It's a beautiful piece of work, and Gary's on there. But you know, I don't think it's enough. Certainly, like, the guy was an international musician. You know, certainly. He played with B.B. King, Albert King. He played with all the greats, and I think his blues album sold 3 million. Yeah, yeah. And George Harrison was playing rhythm guitar on it. I mean, yeah. You know,
doesn't get any better than that, does it?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So what's the rest of the year got in store for you then? Because you're still touring away, you're still playing festivals and stuff,
yes.
Aren't you?
Well, it's very strange. 8 months ago, I couldn't get a gig to save my life. You know, there was hardly anything happening. And then all of a sudden, these gigs start pouring in. And I was over in England doing 5 gigs there, I think it was, and 1 gig in Ireland. And we've another tour starting mid-March of England and Ireland, and then we've another one in April. and things are coming in for June, and so it's amazing.
Brilliant.
But I thought sometimes, how am I going to do this? It's all right when you're 21.
Yes, yeah.
In fact, it's brilliant when you're 21. But when you reach, hello, mate, it's like you've got to really psych yourself up for it. I mean, even 5 gigs in a row.
Yeah.
It can really take it out of you if you're not careful.
Well, Eric, it's been great talking to you. The very best of luck with the Gary gig.
Thank you very much.
And thanks for coming in.
Thank you very much, Robin.
Thank you. And if you want to hear more stories about life on the road with Thin Lizzy, watch out for the big interview with Eric Bell coming soon to NVTV. Right, time now for some live music, and Oonagh Derby is back with a brand new album called Breathe, and she's going to perform a couple of tracks from the album right now. So ladies and gentlemen, here is Oonagh Derby.
Hello, my little friend, take it all away. Release the tension in me, let my troubles float away. Sunshine on my shoulders, you in my soul. Give me my peace now, you make me whole. Breathe, breathe, I want to breathe your all-embracing air, and you make the unreal real now, so show me that you care. Come on, breathe, breathe, I want to breathe your all-embracing air, and you make the unreal real, so show me that you care. It's only for a little while, it's only for a time, just enough to make it real, to make me reconcile. Bring elation to my heart, a smile to my lips, courage to my being, power to my fingertips. Breathe, breathe, I want to breathe your all-embracing air, and you make the unreal real now, so show me that you care. Come on, breathe, breathe, I want to breathe your all-embracing air, and you make the unreal real, so show me that you care. You know that you're the only one who knows the way it lies, the one that knows the anguish and the reason for my cries. Be with me now before it goes away. Don't want you tomorrow, but I need you today. Breathe, breathe, I want to breathe your all-embracing air, and you make the unreal real now, so show me that you care. Come on, breathe, breathe, I want to breathe your all-embracing air, and you make the unreal real, so show me that you care. Soothe me.
So there we go, that's Oonagh Derby. That's a track called Breathe, which also happens to be the title track of her brand new album. And the lady herself joins me in the studio. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you very much.
So tell us about the song Breathe then. What's the story behind that?
Well, it's the title track of the new album, which has been a long time coming. And the theme of the song, I suppose, is, do you know that thing when you've had a hard day's work and you either get a cup of tea or a glass of wine or a foot rub?
Yeah.
That thing that makes you go,
yes.
That's what it's about.
Ah.
And it's different for everyone, you know, it could be a bar of chocolate or it could be a bubble bath or, well, whatever it is what it is. But it's the thing that just makes you just relax.
Brilliant, okay. So what about the rest of the songs of the new album? What inspirations came for those?
All quite similar, Robin. My last album, Harmony Street, was more of a folk and trad album. So it was music definitely to tap your feet to. So many years later, many different influences and working with lots of different people, this album is more music to move your hips to.
Right.
So it's much slinkier and it's a bit sexier and it's a bit smoother and sultrier and everything is along the same sort of vein. Just things that you would maybe have a glass of wine to and listen, put on the CD player.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So it was quite a long time between the last album and this album. Why was that?
Well, we've been very, very, very busy. I was very fortunate to meet in with some amazing, amazing people. And we got together and built and made Red Box Studios, which is down in University Street. And we are a TV, music and media facility. So the last 6 years have been really building it from the inside out, quite literally, with our own hands, and moving into live streaming and moving into all areas of TV. We write for all artists. We have a deal with Universal Music, so we will write for TV, we write for radio, we write for films. We're just busy, so I suppose a lot of my time has been involved in other people's creativity.
But it sounds exciting. You've had some big names in the studio, like the drummer from Chic, haven't you?
That's correct. I mean, we do live streams. We live stream all out over the world, but we're also the production team behind Fla TV and the Proms, and so we do an awful lot of huge, big live music productions. It's very edgy and it's very exciting, and you get to meet the most amazing people.
Like Stevie Wonder's guy as well.
Stevie Wonder's producer was in last week, that's correct. I mean, when the bell goes, you never quite know who's coming through outdoors.
Yeah.
It is quite amazing.
Let's get back to talking about you. How did it all begin for you music-wise? Was music something you always wanted to do right from a very early age?
Well, I come from a very musical family, but music definitely wasn't my thing up until quite recently. I'm a qualified quantity surveyor and project manager, so my career up until I had my son was definitely in building.
Right.
So a few of the things that you see around here are actually my jobs: the Waterfront Hall, BT Tower, started the Odyssey.
Wow.
Yeah, I was a surveyor on those jobs, and then I had my baby son.
Right.
Which coincided with the recession, so everything wound back a bit. And during that time then I started to get a wee bit creative and I wrote a few songs and I got together with my now business partner, Karl, produced the first album and then it all just went from there.
Brilliant.
So it was literally one day you're doing this and then next day we're in the world of music. Quite similar though, because my last job in building was managing time, people and money.
Yeah.
And production management is managing time, people and money, just the product has changed.
Of course.
I'm doing a lot more swishing and air kissing now than I did before. Builders don't need it soothed the same way, I can tell you that. But it is, it's pretty similar.
So what's the rest of the year got in store for you? Do you plan to maybe tour the album?
Yes, I think we will actually. And I think we'll aim to tour it maybe around July, September, that sort of end of the year type thing.
And if people want to get their hands on it, how do they do that?
My website, oonagderby.com. It'll be on iTunes as well and CD Baby.
Brilliant. Well, the best of luck with the album.
Robin, thank you so much.
So here she is, one more time, ladies and gentlemen, Oonagh Derby.
Sometimes my world is empty, like a wayward hollow vessel. Move through these lifeless walls, looking at the needs of others. I stare at these broken hands, I no longer feel a woman. And I can't recall when you last spoke to me tenderly. I see everything that you do. The way you toss your hair when something's bothering you. The way you soothe my soul when my mood's not good. and I see everything, everything that you do. I try so hard to keep this world of ours together. I've had to swallow down my pride more times than I remember. No more do I have a voice, the world no longer hears me. But the shirts are clean and the schoolwork's done. Is this all that we've become? But I see everything, everything that you do. The way you toss your hair when something's bothering you. The way you soothe my soul when my mood's not good. And I see everything, everything that you do. I see you when you're fast asleep. And I see you flying high. And baby, you know I've got you when you're feeling low. 'Cause I see everything, everything that you do. And I see everything, everything that you do. The way you toss your hair when something's bothering you. The way you soothe my soul when my mood's not good. And I see everything, everything that you do. Yes, I see everything, everything that you do.
Now we're going to take you back in time to the 1980s in a show that has very special memories for me because the first record that I ever bought was Bonnie Tyler's Holding Out for a Hero, and the reason is because of the musical Footloose, which is coming back to the Grand Opera House. We're going to find out more. Jordan and Sean are joining us in the studio. Guys, welcome. Jordan, first of all, tell us why Footloose? Why did you choose to do this musical?
We're very fortunate to have a lot of young, vibrant dancers in our company, so we thought let's do a show catered towards them, and we just decided Footloose was the best one, fits the bill, so that's why we chose
The thing
it.
about all these young dancers and singers that you have, they probably don't even remember it the first time around, like I do.
Yeah, you get a few of them do, because obviously the 2011 film, but when we announced it, there was a few of our members like, Footloose, like, never heard of that. Like, having to go and do research, you know, but it's a great show, like, it really is, so I'm looking forward to it, like.
So Sean, you're playing the main role, you're playing the Kevin Bacon part.
Yeah, doing my best Kevin Bacon impression as possible.
So all the pressure really is on you, it's your
thanks.
show.
Thanks very much. Didn't think about that until now.
So were you a fan of the musical before you came to do this?
Oh yeah, no, Dad was a big fan and he was like, oh my God, can't believe you're doing it. And I was like, I know. But no, definitely love the music. Especially the title role, Footloose.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love Footloose? On a night out. That's
Exactly.
an absolute tune.
So for people, and I'm sure there's not too many out there, but for people who know nothing about the show, tell us about your character and what happens.
So Ren's a city boy, he's from Chicago. His mum is single. They move out to the country because they're struggling in the big city. So they move to Beaumont where her brother lives. So Beaumont had a tragedy, so they banned dancing. So he's like, what is going on? No dancing? He's used to going clubs, he's used to going out. He loves a bit of a dance here and there. So it's about him sort of like battling his own struggles while sort of battling against the town. But the town have their own struggles too. So it all works out in the end. It's happy like. But it's a lovely storyline as well as great music in it.
So Jordan, tell us about Belfast Music and Dance Society. It's a well-established company now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's getting there. It's slowly and surely. Every day is kind of a learning day for myself and the company. We started in 2000 and I'm going to say 15. I think it was 15. I was still in school doing my A-levels, and I thought let's give this a go and let's see how it goes. And it just kind of snowballed up into something. And I had a 10-year plan of getting into the Opera House for my 10th anniversary and stuff, and living the dream that was probably never going to happen. And we achieved it in 2, which is just amazing. Like, I just remember sitting in the Opera House watching West Side Story, like crying my eyes out. Like, it was like, this isn't happening. Like, I can't believe this. 21 years of age, just going like, how have I done this? But just a lot of luck and hard work and dedication to the company. Like, there's been so many downs, but you live for the ups within it. Like, and yeah, so we're on to I think this is our 13th, 14th show in since 2015. So yeah, second one in the Opera House, and I think it's the 13th show. So looking forward to it. Like,
and of course there is a great musical theatre scene here in Northern Ireland, isn't there?
Yeah, it's brilliant. Like, there's so many companies in Belfast alone. I think there's like 8 or 9 adult companies. Never mind all the like kids companies going on. And there's like, I was talking to a lot of sort of producers who deal with the kids companies, and they're like the amount of kids that are coming out to it each year. Like, the Opera House there just had the auditions for Miss Saigon and Bugsy Malone, over 400 children. Yeah. Like, and it's just like, yes, it's brilliant to see. So obviously I'll be waiting till they're 18 to take them to take them into my company. Like, but it's great to see, and not even just for the young ones at the minute, even the older ones still coming out. Like, we have guys in their 70s and women in their 70s in Footloose, and it's just great to have them involved, as well as like the 14, 15-year-olds. So yeah, I love the scene at the minute in Belfast and Northern Ireland as a whole. It's great.
Yeah, no, it's so exciting for ones from Belfast to actually, because I feel like sometimes Belfast, they like think, oh, Belfast is the centre of Northern Ireland, because it is. It's the central hub. But like, just to see outside what we're doing and what we're at, it's great. And are you thinking about the next show already?
Yes, we I shouldn't be. As I said, I was taking a break. I've done too much in such a short period of time, but I'm going to do Spelling Bee. I think I'm going to do 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee, hopefully around October time, and then we've got plans for December which haven't been announced yet. So we're taking a panto. We're doing panto next year, so I can't wait for that. So that'll be really fun. Stuff. Yeah.
Great stuff. What about you, Sean? Is there a role out there that you would really love to do?
Well, doing West Side and doing Footloose, I've sort of ticked off like some of my top ones. So like, I'm more than ecstatic at the moment. Like, I don't really know. I think I want to age a wee bit before. I wanted to play like Tevye and Fiddler, stuff like that. So I have all my like fatherly roles lined up. Once I hit my mid-30s, 40s, like I have a few bucket list ones. But like Riff and West Side was the top one.
So Jordan, give us all the details then. When does Footloose open? How do they get tickets?
Footloose opens on the 27th of February to the 2nd of March at the Grand Opera House. You can get it via the Opera House website, www.goh.co.uk/Footloose, or you can phone up the box office on 02890 241919.
Brilliant. Well, Jordan and Sean, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
And the very best of luck with Footloose.
Thank you very much.
Now it's time for our What's On guide, where we take a look at what's happening throughout Belfast and beyond over the next week or so. And we're starting off at the Baby Grand at the Grand Opera House, and a new play from C21 Theatre Company. It's the world premiere of I Shall Wear Purple by Belfast writer Rosemary Jenkinson. And the play is all about painting the town red or purple and growing old disgracefully. And you can catch I Shall Wear Purple at the Grand Opera House right through until the 2nd of March. Now, moving on to the Lyric Theatre, and they've teamed up with Bruiser Theatre Company to bring back Alfred Hitchcock's classic spy thriller, The 39 Steps. It's brilliantly and hilariously recreated for the stage as the smash hit Olivier award-winning comedy. And you can catch The 39 Steps at the Lyric Theatre right through until the 31st of March. Now let's talk music, and country rock band The Rising are back in Belfast with a special show also featuring Mary McGrath and Emma Wallace. And you can catch them in concert at the Belfast Barge, Belfast's only floating arts venue, on the 1st of March. Moving on to the 3rd of March, and you can catch Oh What a Feeling at Belfast's Waterfront Hall, the show that celebrates the music of Lionel Richie and the Commodores. Now moving on to the 5th of March, and you can catch Belfast singer-songwriter Rebecca Fitch live in concert at the Mac. Now the National Theatre makes a triumphant return to the Grand Opera House from the 5th until the 9th of March with Macbeth. Now, if you want to catch a movie in cinemas this week, why not try the new one starring Liam Neeson? It's called Cold Pursuit, and it's set in a glitzy ski resort in the Rocky Mountains. And the local police there aren't used to much action until the son of an unassuming town snowplow driver, played by Liam Neeson, is murdered at the order of Viking, a flamboyant drugs lord. Have a look at this.
Tell me what happened. He got mixed up with some drug dealer by the name of Viking. Who's Viking? Viking's a whole different breed.
Now, the hilarious comedy 50 Shades of Red, White and Blue returns to Belfast's Waterfront Hall this April, and we're joined in the studio by Maggie Muff herself. It's Caroline Curran. How are you?
I'm okay. Thank you very much for having me here.
Thank you for joining us. So it's all coming back to where it began,
yes.
Right back to the start.
Very first time, all over again. 50 Shades is coming back, yes. So anyone that missed it the first time round, please do come and see me, yep.
I don't think there was anybody who did miss it the first time around.
You would be surprised. So yeah, because the first time around, it started off in the Mac. It's actually 6 years ago now, Robin. 6 years, yep. Started off in the Mac. I had no idea what I was getting into. Did this show in 8 days. It went up and literally my whole life changed overnight. It honestly did. It's just been the best thing. It's been brilliant. And all the fans, they keep coming back to every show. There's obviously 4 Maggie shows now.
Yes.
And to go back to the very first one is a bit daunting, I have to admit, because I haven't done it in 4 years. Yeah.
So for people who did come to see it the first time round, they're probably thinking, is there going to be new bits added to it? Should I go and see it again?
I'm not actually, I feel like I'm in a soap. Every time someone asks me the questions about Maggie Muff and do you think there'll be another book? And after the third one, because obviously the 50 Shades came in a trilogy, so then Maggie came in the trilogy. So when that one came out, there has to be another one, there has to be another one, and there wasn't. And then I got a wee phone call. Actually, there is a brand new one. So I honestly don't know. I think it might be edited from the first time from anybody who has seen it. And it's just a way of, if you have seen the other 3, Dirty Dancing, Shebeen, Maggie's Vagrant and Your Ma, you can go back to where it all began, get reintroduced to all the characters that you love, like Big Sally Ann, Sinead the Greener, you know, and obviously Maggie herself, and Mr. Red, White and Blue.
Of course.
Yeah.
The writing is absolutely amazing, isn't it?
Outstanding. Lisa Harker, she's just brilliant. I love her to death. And even with doing the different shows now, you can even see the difference in the journeys that Maggie's taken in terms of the writing as well. She's just unbelievable. And she's got the brand new one coming up in June in the Opera House, The Real Housewives of Northern Ireland.
Of course, yes.
So there's a good cast in that. So that's another brand new one from her.
Okay, now we can talk about Soft Border Patrol as well, because again, that's another huge success, isn't it? Everybody's talking about it.
My first ever TV debut. Yeah, so last week I was sitting, the sweat running down my forehead, had no idea what was going to happen, what sketches were put in, and the team were just brilliant. The scenarios we were given, the crew, the cast. Obviously, we filmed separate, so Julie and I had the chance to be part of my best friend in real life. So, and I had auditioned the first time round for the first show, but I was 7.5 months pregnant.
Right. Okay.
That was a shock.
Yes, yeah.
And I couldn't do the first series, so they brought me back in for the second one, and it's just been brilliant. It's strange how we filmed in October, and with everything that's moving forward with Brexit and all the things that have been happening, little bits have started to come true, which is very surreal when we were doing the sketches back then and now seeing it in real life. So hopefully people, there's another 4 episodes left. Fingers crossed it'll just soar as it has been.
Now that you've had the experience of doing television as well, do you want to do some more?
I would love to. I would, if somebody looks at Soft Border, Martin Scorsese might just lift the phone. She has the right face for me. Or Quentin, could be Kill Bill Part 9. I mean, I could be that way. Anything at all. Yeah, I have to go where the work is, don't you?
Of course, definitely.
And what an opportunity. And when you see, like, you know, friends of ours and mates who have went on to be in everything, you know, different drama shows on ITV and different soaps, it just makes my heart swell, because being here from Belfast and we're all in it together and seeing other people do well, it's just brilliant.
That's what I said. I saw Kerry Quinn the other day,
Brilliant.
and I said you're the best thing that's come onto the cobbles on Coronation Street in years. Brilliant.
She's absolutely brilliant. And Kerry's been doing the theatre scene even with me for the past 15 years. She is just amazing. And now she's finally, there's her kind of national, you know, world sort of recognition. And she'll just keep going on and on. And I know she will. and other people as well coming up in behind her. It's just so exciting.
Exactly. Right, 50 Shades of Red, White and Blue is back at the waterfront. Give us the dates.
Yes, it's from the 4th of April to the 6th of April. I have to get that right.
And then you're on tour all around the place
yes,
as well. Yeah?
all those kind of regional theatres. I think we're Monaghan as well, but they're packing up, and so is the waterfront. So get in early if you want to come and see it again, or if you're brand new to it, because obviously 6 years have passed. Maybe you're a little young the first time. Come and see it. Have a laugh.
Caroline, it's been great seeing you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, our final guests on the big show this week are going to tell us all about a very well-worth charity who's got a massive event coming up in the next week or so. It's the Tiny Life charity, and I'm pleased to say that Alison and Karl have joined me now in the studio. Alison, it's your 30th anniversary of Tiny Life, I believe.
It is. It's 30 years ago this year that Professor Jim Dornan and a number of parents set the charity up, and that was in response to the number of babies dying at that stage in Northern Ireland. We had high levels of mortality and morbidity. The charity over the 30 years has grown and has evolved, and now we carry out a lot of family support services in the neonatal units, in people's own homes and in communities. There are 6 premature babies born in Northern Ireland every day, some weighing as little as less than a pound and 24 weeks. And whilst they're in the unit, they're being very well taken care of by our wonderful doctors and nurses. But those families we now know need support when they come back into our communities. So in this, our 30th anniversary, we've been raising awareness, highlighting the needs of families and working with individuals like Karl to raise much needed funds for the charity.
Yeah, and because the numbers are so high, the money needs to keep rolling in. That's the scary thing, really, isn't it?
It is the scary thing. More and more babies are surviving every year. There's 2,000 babies born every year. So those families need our support. And in order to do that right across Northern Ireland, because we get very little support from government, then it's through the goodwill and generosity of the public who provide money for us, who are supporting the concert in Clonard, which is a wonderful event as part of our 30th anniversary, and will be one of the pinnacles of the year this year as well. So we're delighted.
So I'll come to Karl. You can tell us all about this massive concert. I mean, what a great lineup.
Yeah, we've been really fortunate that people have sort of been so generous with their time to come and perform for us on the evening. When Valerie Crummy, who's the head of fundraising, came to me to talk about producing this concert, I had in my head that this would be a homegrown concert because it's a homegrown charity. And what I wanted to show is a vast array of talent in the country from different areas of singing. You know, we've got pop singers, you've got folk singers, you've got classical singers, and to give the people as wide a variety of talent as we could potentially manage.
And what about the venue? Why Clonard Monastery? It's a beautiful venue, I know, but how did you decide on that?
I have a special connection with Clonard. I produce a Christmas concert there and have done for the last 2 years, and there's just something very special about the place. It's a haven in the city. It's a real beacon, and when you walk into it, you feel the warmth of it. You feel a welcoming tone. And there's, of course, and then to add to that, you've just got such a wonderful acoustic that's there naturally for any singer or for any musician.
So tell us about the lineup then. Who have we got?
Yeah, well, so we've got St Dominic's choir, firstly, who are just beside Clonard there, who are absolutely out of this world, top end choir, the girls there. Then Andrea Begley, who obviously won The Voice in 2013. We have Emer McGuckan, who's a virtuoso flautist. She tours with Barry Douglas. Then Niamh Perry, who's gone on to do wonderful things in the West End and globally. Malachy Cush, of course, who's well known to everyone. And then we have, of course, the Priests and Phil Coulter, who's our headline act for the night. Yeah, so
some lineup.
Yeah, and I'm squeezed in there somewhere as well, if anyone wants to listen to me. But so yeah, it's a big lineup, and I suppose it's a very unique night in that. When will you get that group of singers together again, or that group of musicians together again? I don't really know.
It's a one-off, really.
It's a one-off.
It really
it's a unique
is,
night for a unique charity, and it's only right that they get a special night for their 30th birthday.
Brilliant. So, Alison, what else is planned then for the 30th anniversary? Is there more events throughout the year?
We've had a number of events so far, and we have one of the next events that we have is a gala ball to celebrate the work of our volunteers and people who give to the charity, and for our parents, and that's following on from the concert. And we've had a huge event in November called our Premeture, which is about having tea parties for tots and raising awareness again. So lots of fun things happening, as well as a number of serious things. So a lot of campaigns around the statutory maternity pay for parents when their baby's in the unit as well. So a good balance of fun and celebration, as well as some of the more serious aspects during the year. And it is thanks to the likes of Karl, who has supported us and put on a fantastic evening with, as he said, some amazing stars in Northern Ireland, that we are able to do the things that we are able to do in this year.
Are there still some tickets left if people want to get them?
Well, I think that there is maybe squeeze room, but I doubt that even at that.
I think if everyone breathes in and maybe holds their breath, we'll squeeze another couple in. But no, I think it's completely sold out. I'm delighted to say that the response to the concert has been absolutely fantastic. And myself and Valerie, when we've been planning this, have always sort of said, look, we'll have to get plenty of PR done in the last 2 weeks, and thankfully it's not the case. Yeah. We're there, we've sold it out, and it'll only add to what's going to be a fantastic night.
Of course. Well, the very best of luck for the night and the rest of the fundraising throughout the year. You're going to stay and do a little song for us, aren't you?
I will, yep.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to do a Phil Coulter song. I'm going to do Turn I Love So Well,
Wow.
and I'm going to be accompanied by the wonderful Matthew Campbell, who'll be in the band on the night in question as well.
Absolutely brilliant. Well, thank you so much.
Pleasure.
So to play us out, here we are with that famous Phil Coulter classic, The Town I Love So Well. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
In my memory, I will always see the town that I have loved so well, where our school played ball by the gas yard wall, and we laughed through the smoke and the smell. Going home in the rain, running up the dark lane, past the jail and down behind the fountain. Those were happy days in so many, many ways, in the town I loved so well. There was music there in the dairy air, like a language that we all could understand. I remember the day when I earned my first pay, and I sang in a small pickup band. There I spent my youth, and to tell you the truth, I was sad to leave it all behind me. For I learned about life, and I found a wife in the town I loved so well. But as I returned, how my eyes they have burned to see how a town could be brought to its knees with the armored cars and the bombed out bars and that gas that hangs on to every breeze. Now an is installed by that old gas-yard wall, and the damned barbed wire gets higher and higher. With their tanks and their guns, oh my God, what have they done to the town I loved so well? Now the music's gone, but they carry on, for their spirits been bruised, never broken. They will not forget, for their hearts, they are set on tomorrow and peace once again. For what's done is done, and what's won is won, and what's lost is lost and gone forever. I can only pray for a bright, brand new day in the town I loved so well. I can only pray for a bright, brand new day in the town I loved so well.